prerequisites which we have seen, neurological prerequisites. The insular cortex thickness is reduced and the amygdala, there is reduced amygdala grey matter. And one more neurological connection abnormality which is seen in the survivors of stress cardiomyopathy or abnormal whole brain network as well as autonomic nervous system network. So, there are reduced linkages whole of the brain as well as the red dots are only the autonomic, parasympathetic and sympathetic system. So, there is reduced linkage in the autonomic nervous system also. This is a prerequisite or a sequelae, we do not know. So, this happens after the epinephrine or norepinephrine infusion. So, higher epinephrine level after a certain point of time causes reduction in the force of contractility. Norepinephrine also is the same. So, there is negative contractility after some point of time resulting in hypoakinesia or dyskinesia. This we can see beta 2 adrenoceptor level, beta 2 more in the apex than in the base. So, beta 2 mediated contraction is more in the apex than in the base. So, this is as long as the switch has not happened. Once the switch from GS to GA has happened, so it becomes acontractile, that is hypokinetic. You can see more blue, that is beta 1 mediated stimulatory signaling, which is a positive inotropic but a pro-apoptotic portion more in the basal, while in the apical level there is more red, that is beta 2 mediated GI signaling, which is negative inotropic, that is hypocontractile but anti-apoptotic protective mechanism more concentrated in the apex. The green one are the more nerve terminals. So, more nerve terminals in the base but lesser terminals in the apex, but more receptors are concentrated in the apex. So, this is a MRI scan showing the typical distribution of the catecholamine stunning which is in the apex. You can see the this is a speckle tracking or the global strain pattern, that is the acceleration and deceleration of myocardium which is normal otherwise in the anterior wall, inferior wall, anterior septum, inferior septum. Towards the apex, the anterior septum is showing reduced deceleration, while the apex is completely akinetic here. So, this is the infiltration of the myocardium with the neutrophils. So, initial 0 to 3 days neutrophils are increased. So, this is a neutrophilic polymorphonuclear leukocytes, while later after the 3rd to 5th day there is increased macrophage infiltration resulting in myocardial edema inflammation. So, this is the substrate for a life-threatening arrhythmia, or most of the ECG changes are because of this, resulting in QTC prolongation and global T-wave inversion, very deep T-wave inversion, which is very classical feature of stress cardiomyopathy. So, these are the contributing mechanisms, a summary of all. A central sympathetic storm, which is because of an emotional, physical trigger or medical or iatrogenic causes, resulting in a peripheral, here periphery means heart, cardiac level sympathetic storm, which results in negative inotropic signaling, particularly at the apex, and microvascular dysfunction. So, this is the catecholaminergic stunning, while this is the ischemic stunning. So, combination of both or alone. This is resulting in a regional wall motion abnormality, which is the classical diagnostic criteria for a stress cardiomyopathy. This also results in myocardial edema, which results in QTC prolongation, action potential duration prolongation. This can result in life-threatening arrhythmia, which is a major event. More than 5% of patients with stress cardiomyopathy can have sudden cardiac death or ventricular arrhythmias resulting in death. So, this negative signaling, inotropic signaling and mitochondrial level stunning results in oxidative damage, which results in accumulation of contraction band necrosis or lipid inclusion or oxidative free radicals inside the myocardium. There is no exclusion. They can also have major epicardial coronary artery disease in addition. They are not mutually exclusive, but that is not the etiology for cardiomyopathy. So, presence of CAD is not a negative criteria for Takotsubo. They can have bystander coronary artery disease or even a major epicardial coronary artery vasospasm. They can have it in addition to the stress cardiomyopathy. So, presence of multi-vessel spasm, or there is an exceptional case of focal vessel spasm. So, this follows a given arterial territory. Usually in stress cardiomyopathy, they do not follow arterial territory, it is beyond a given arterial territory, while focal myocarditis like picture in stress cardiomyopathy follows an arterial territory involving the microvasculature of a given artery. That is an exception, it is a very rare presentation. So, this myocardial edema, inflammation, nitrosative stress and activation of survival pathways resulting in the reversibility in 3 months, but sequelae can exist up to 1 year, and after 1 year they become normal. Cardiomyopathy is required. Thank you.